Net1 has been selected by the World Economic Forum as one of 16 African companies that qualify for the Global Growth Company inclusion. Yesterday we spoke with the Chief Executive, Weber Wenzel. Another of the companies, but this time a listed one, is Net1's Chief Executive, Serge Belamant, is with us in studio. Serge, is this, I mean, you guys have really done some interesting things in the last little while, listing in the United States, a 7 billion rand company today. You've been going all the way to the Constitutional Court in a boxing match with someone. But this deal, or this accolade, is it something that you'd rate highly in your list of achievements?
Obviously, you can't sort of say that it means nothing. Okay, at the end of the day, we were selected. There was obviously an evaluation criteria in terms of who we were, what we were doing, did we fit in the right profile for a company that they were looking for, and they decided that Net1 is the right type of profile, not only for Africa, but for more developing economies around the world. And I think that's, to us, is something we've been trying to do, as you know yourself, for the last 20 odd years or more.
You're an incredible innovator. I don't think many people know the Serge Belamant story, going all the way back to integrating the ATMs and what you're doing right now in the social side. It's almost like the bad publicity lately has tarnished that.
You're right. You know, publicity, unfortunately, you know, we don't write the articles in the newspapers. And candidly, I wish the journalists actually would look a little bit better at what they write and maybe come and ask us a few questions and see what we've done, not only here, but in a number of other countries around the world. And you're right. You know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we were trying to do something new, which was to build this alternative payment system for the poorer population of the world. And I think we've pretty much achieved this now. We pretty much have done it in a number of countries in Africa. We've done it in South Africa. We're doing it now even as far as the United States. We're doing it in Mexico. We're doing it in India. We're doing it in a number of other countries. So it's becoming now exciting. It's taken a long time to actually get to that. We started this in 1989, so it's been a long time. But I think we've now made the right breakthroughs. We're getting the scale, we're getting the number of customers, the products are working very well, the technology is working, and we keep on inventing new stuff and we keep on innovating with obviously mobile technology, which is now taking over all over the place. So you've got to stay in the game all the time. You've got to keep on reinventing yourself, and I think we do quite a good job of that.
This reinvention that you allude to and remaining relevant, how do you get it done?
Well, you get it done by, you have to have a good team of people. That's the whole thing. Companies don't work because of anything else but people. We've had some people in Net1 that have been with me for 20 years, or 25 years, in fact. And they're still there. And they're still innovators, and they still create new things. There's a trust going in a company. There's an ethos. We've always focused on what we want to do. We don't get sidetracked by bad publicity. We don't get frightened because of what people say about us. We believe what we do is right. We believe it's right for the majority of people, not only in South Africa, but the majority of poorer people, which means you've got to challenge the big organizations that today have got a huge market share and candidly control it, and control it in a way that becomes very difficult to penetrate. But we're starting to make that penetration. We're starting to win some of that customer base, and that's what's exciting
Serge,
about it.
If you don't, CPS, your business that's been in the news here in South Africa, if it doesn't get the tender, which is now going out to tender, what does it do to the business as a whole?
Well, it's obviously a big thing, because for us, CPS is still about 60% of our total revenues. So obviously it would be a big thing. But we've focused over the last year and a half in really deploying technology in places like India, in Korea, where we have quite a big, we're the fourth, I think the second largest switching system in Korea, but like our Easy Pay system in South Africa. We've got 2 very good contracts with our virtual card product in the United States. So we're starting to now diversify in terms of making sure that, in fact, we can't continue to simply rely on a major contract in South Africa. We have no intention of losing the major contract in South Africa, because what we've done works. We have registered 21.5 million people in 13 months, which is not bad going if you think about it, because it's never been done by anybody anywhere in the world. We've done it. And we do pay 10 million people without any problem whatsoever every single month.
So you've got the model, you can
so
take
the
it elsewhere.
model works, and I think people are starting to believe in it. We are getting approached by many different countries in the world that are saying, well, geez, how the hell did you do this? And we obviously, you know, they don't have SASA. You know, we provide technology, and we also provide operations on the ground. So people are starting to realize that this technology actually works, and we are capable to actually deliver massive systems over a very short period of time. And that's starting to become exciting for us. Brazil are talking to us, the Indians are talking to us, and they have major populations as well. Nigeria is talking to us. There are quite a lot of people that are in this game, that are focusing on what we've done, what we've achieved. But you have to keep this balance between profitability and social responsibility, because we are dealing with the poorest of the poor everywhere we go. And that's creating, of course, lots of talk, lots of conflict as well. But at the end of the day, you've got to try to make this omelette somehow. And you can't make omelets without breaking a few eggs. So you are going to upset people. You're going to upset banks. You're going to upset microlenders, insurance companies, because you're taking over their business.
Gugu and I were in Davos this year, so we know the World Economic Forum and the clout that it takes. And to have a WEF stamp of approval, which they've now given you, would offset, I think, some of the concerns other people might have.
And the bad publicity, so true. Well, the story that you're telling us is that you've managed to get your staff upbeat and the international community, but how about shareholders?
Shareholders, funnily enough, I don't know if you saw our share price, but the last article we had on the Mail and Guardian, which was another bad article, because that's the only thing they are capable of writing anyway, right, to be totally honest. But at the end of the day, share price went up by $1. After that particular article.
60% in the past year. So somebody believes in you. Where are your major shareholders?
We used to have a lot more in South Africa. We've lost a lot of them, although we got one or two. We've got about 30% now, which are South African based. It dropped down to less than 10%, and then a couple of big ones came in. But most of them come from the US. So most of our big investors are US based, or we got a few in Europe, in England, Germany, France, a couple like that. But most of them are really US based.
We used to be neighbours at the old President Place years ago. Are you still going to stay in South Africa? Is Johannesburg remaining your base?
Of course, there's nothing wrong. We love South Africa. We have a lot of business in South Africa. We believe that South Africa gives us the opportunity to actually try things out. And the nice thing about it, if they don't work, nobody really knows about it. If they do work, people somehow find out and come and see it. So it's not like, it doesn't give you a ticket because you did it here that people are going to believe you can do it in India. But at least it gives us a chance to stabilize the technology, to test things out. And the regulations in South Africa are very tight. Being it banking laws or any other type of law, they're very, very difficult very often for a new entrant to actually come in and participate. We probably have got one of the tightest here in the world. So if we can do it here, then we actually feel that we can do it anywhere. That's really the